Hey guys, it's Ep54 here, and welcome back to episode 54 of my Manchester City career. Now in today's episode, we've got maybe 3 or 4 matches to get through in today's episode. The first game is against Aston Villa. We're going to be playing that match. It's a league game for us to play, followed by another match in a few days' time against West Ham. That is the replay of the game that we played in the last episode, which finished 0-0, and that's in the in the FA Cup to play. So we've got the second leg of that, the replay match of that, to try and get through into the next round by beating West Ham. Then after that, I've got a game against Liverpool at home in the league. Another match we'll obviously play with it being a bigger game. And we could well end today's episode on the Manchester derby. It kind of depends how we get on the other 3 games. We'll just wait and see when we get through today's episode. Before we get into things though, if we could try and 100 likes, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to hit that bell button as well. Let's crack on with today's episode. This is a side I'm going to go with for the opening game against Aston Villa. It's a changed team. It's not a strongest side. There are obviously a couple of rotated players since we played a few days ago. We've got Edison starting in goal though, Cal Walker at right back, Company, Stones and Rose in defence. Sol and Gundogan in midfield just in front of that. Patrick Roberts starts this game along with Moreno and Asensio in centre attacking mid. Then we've got Gabriel Jesus starting up front for this game. So pretty strong attack, pretty strong whole team to be honest, but there is 1 or 2 players that have been dropped to the bench and also completely out of the side as well. This is the bench that I've gone with. Ribeiro, Ferreira and Diaz, those sort of players on there that maybe you wouldn't expect to be usually on the bench. They are different sort of options for us to maybe try out at some point during this game, depending on obviously what the scoreline is. Let's say we get against Aston Villa, try and get ourselves another 3 points.
Marco
Asensio. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, so on to this game now against Aston Villa, away at Villa Park. So obviously, this is the sort of game you'd expect us to win, to be honest. Despite being an away game and a couple of players being rotated, we should be winning this match. There's no doubt about it. A better team than Aston Villa, despite those changes. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully going to play some good football and get ourselves the 3 points, which is, of course, always the most important thing. Let's see how we get on here. Patrick Roberts on the right-hand side, looking for a little chip in early on. Asensio there going for it, and it's going to fall to Gundogan, who's now going to build up a play again. Chance for Aston Villa early on. Oof. Should do better, I think, there. He could have taken another touch, could Carlos Hill, and he's ended up dragging that one wide on his favoured left foot as well. Probably be a bit disappointed with that strike. It was a good early chance for Aston Villa. Oh, that was unexpected. Was not expecting that to fall to Gabriel Jesus. Of course, I wasn't trying to shoot, but it happened anyway. It just fell to him in his path, and he hits it first time on the volley with his left foot. Really bizarre circumstance there. I was trying to win back the ball off the play. I wasn't expecting anything to do with Gabriel Jesus, but it's a really interesting strike. Hits it so cleanly on his weaker side. Of course, goes wide though. Come on, Roberts, down the right-hand side. Going to cut back in onto his favoured left foot. Oof, gets completely slammed to the floor. That'll be a free kick here. Chance for us to get a ball into the box, hopefully. Still remains 0-0 with a few minutes left of the first half. Struggling to create too many clear-cut chances at the moment. Aston Villa doing pretty well, to be fair to them. That's not the greatest free kick, but we're trying to do something there with Danny Rose. Always going to be tricky on his right foot. That's it for the first half. Still remains 0-0. Of course, not the first half that we were really after, to be honest. We were hoping to be in the lead by this point. At least 1 goal would be probably expected, to be honest. But it hasn't happened. We're going to have to move on into the second half and try and get ourselves a goal here. A little bit disappointed about the chance creation. We've not quite managed to get a hold of the game. Those 3 centre-attacking mids haven't really done enough for my liking. Marco Asensio hasn't had enough of an impact on the game so far. I think we'll actually make a change at half-time because I don't really think we can allow that to continue. It might be Asensio that comes off here. I'll kind of just see what other options we have. Okay, so I'm going to make the first 2 changes actually at half-time. Diaz and Ferreira to come on. We'll take off Marco Asensio and Patrick Roberts. We'll give those guys a rest. We're going to have to try and change something up a little bit. Diaz has, at times in previous seasons, played pretty well off the bench. He's not recently, though, to be honest, so it's a little bit of a risk, but we're going to give it a go, see how he gets on in that centre-attacking mid position. At times he has ran the game, and he has looked really good with a little bit of pace in that central position, but like I say, recently, not so much. Come on, Moreno, on the left-hand side. Gonna have to cut this one back, Moreno, looking for a cross. Gabriel Jesus is in there on his left foot. Doesn't hit it as cleanly as he did the last one in the first half, sadly, because if he did, then that might well have been a tricky one for the goalkeeper. Good chance there in the opening 5 minutes. Gundogan into Gabriel Jesus, trying to get away from that Aston Villa defender, but he's held them off really well. And that's been the case in a few matches recently where the defenders have just been a bit stronger than our attackers. Final change, Aguero on. We're going to take off Gabriel Jesus. 30 minutes left of this game. Got to again try and change something. I mean, it's been very clear the way this game's been. It's not been anything to do with Aston Villa attacking us. They haven't really attacked that much at all, especially not in this second half. The main issue has been us not being able to get the ball past their defence. We've not been able to get in behind them. It's been a lot of sort of midfield and their half kind of play, but nothing like in terms of chance creation. So that's been very, very frustrating. We've got to try and improve that. But at the moment, we're not actually managing to break them down properly. Villa actually having their first good chance in a long time here. Corner to defend as well on top of that. Hopefully Aguero can come on and try and have a bit of an impact on this game, because we certainly need this. At the moment, it's going to be either a 0-0 draw or maybe Aston Villa might nick it a 1-0 win. Diaz into Sergio Aguero, that's great. Aguero looking back to Diaz, just gets blocked, so close. Diaz looks good. Aguero's also looked lively since coming on as well. Maybe there's a final chance for us to maybe nick a goal late on. Come on, Ferreira. On to Moreno, this is a great chance. Moreno, oh, the touch, let it go away from him. He was offside anyway, actually. I wasn't expecting that. I thought he kept himself on. Okay, going to go for a cross here. It's going to be hopefully into Vincent Kompany. Oh, it's probably going to be offside here. He's going to go for it anyway. Oh, over the bar. I think he was offside. Yeah, it's a shame. Aguero looking to Diaz. The pass again wasn't quite right. So close. Really good run from Diaz beyond the defence. Doesn't look like it's going to happen into the 90th minute. Yeah, that's it. 0-0. Disappointing result, of course, against Aston Villa here. You'd expect us to win, like I said at the start of the game. Was unable to break them down enough times. And when we did manage to get players beyond the defence, the pass wasn't right. So a few players obviously underperformed in this game. It prevented us from being able to get ourselves a win. It was clear that obviously we were the better team. We had more chances. The ball was more in their half than ours. 5 shots, 0 on target. Pretty much tells us why we didn't win that game. Not enough shots on target, not enough clear-cut chances. And yeah, that's meant that we've dropped 2 points here. It is only a point at Aston Villa. Of course, very frustrated. We've not managed to beat a team which we should beat. Okay, on to some more player drills. This week we're going to bring in Ferreira, take out Ribeiro for one of his drills, and see if we can get Ferreira's free kick accuracy and things like that increased this week. Let's see how we get on. We got Ferreira going to 79 overall. That's great news. We expected that to happen this week, to be honest. That was due to the fact that 1 or 2 of his stats, I think, went up. So, pretty happy with this week. Obviously, great to get Ferreira a little bit closer to 80 overall. Okay, so on to the game now against West Ham. It's obviously the replay of the game we played last episode in the FA Cup. Carter starts in goal. Cancelo there at right back. Mangala, Ferreira and Mendy makes up the rest of the defence. In front of that, we've got Suarez and Delph. Ferreira, Selena, Fernandez and Gabriel Jesus make up the rest of the team. And this dimension I've gone with Kompany, Rose, Castro, Asensio, Ribeiro, Roberts and Sergio Aguero all on there. Again, some of the bigger names we're seeing out, that's purely to kind of save them for the game against Liverpool. This is just a cup game, so of course has actually been a rotated team again. We'll wait and see exactly how we get on here. Got to try and get ourselves a win. Carter in goals, sometimes a little bit risky, but he has actually put on a few good performances for us recently, so hopefully he can continue to do that, and we've got to get ourselves a win. Got to score some more goals in this game. Okay, so here we go for this match against West Ham. Let's see how we get on. Got to get ourselves into the next round of the FA Cup. Hopefully we can do that. I think this is actually only like the second round or something. Pretty sure this is the second fixture that we played in the FA Cup so far, so we've got to make sure we obviously get through. We can't be going out at this stage. Chance here for West Ham. Scored. That's not a good start to the game. We're only 11 minutes in, and they put themselves 1-0 up. Lanzini, is it with the goal? It certainly looks lively. If it is him, it is. Lanzini scores, and that is not a good way to start the game, especially when you've not been scoring too many goals, especially in the last game, but also against West Ham in the previous fixture as well. Carter doesn't move, and we're losing the game 1-0. Selena back into Gabriel Jesus. Oh, just got blocked off. Again, it's the same issue. A little bit of lack of strength, really, with the attacking players. We're seeing it time and time out again. And that's another example of where we could have just done with someone a little bit more stronger going forward. Might have to look to bring someone in like that at some stage, because it has been an obvious area where we need to improve on. That's it for the first half. Losing again 1-0 still. Fall into a few problems again, like we have probably a few episodes back now. We've started to game form quite a lot recently, and I think we've kind of fallen back into it a little bit somehow, and I need to obviously try and sort it out. A few issues, first of which the players aren't high enough up the pitch. The strikers dropping far too deep, and it's meaning that we've got nobody up against their defenders, no one challenging their defenders, which is crazy. So, don't really know how exactly I can sort that out, because the players are supposed to be playing higher up pitch, but they just don't seem to be in game. So, it's a little bit frustrating. They're not quite playing how we're supposed to be, and we are going to continue with the exact same set of players though, and I think we're just going to try and keep hold of the ball a bit better. We haven't done that properly against West Ham. We've got to bear in mind, at the moment, we're going out of the FA Cup. Ferreira into Fernandez, going to try and turn his man and shoot. Oh, I thought that was it. Really good save. It's out for a corner. Better start in the opening 5 minutes. Going to be Suarez here to deliver. Going to try and pick out someone at the front post. Gabriel Jesus goes for it. Okay, so 2 changes here. We're going to actually do something a little bit different. We're going to try and change things around slightly. There's about, I think, we're in about the 50th minute, so, there's about 35 minutes left of this game. We are going to bring on Sergio Aguero. We're also going to bring on Danny Rose as well. Selena and Gabriel Jesus are going to come off. Mendy's going to go to right back. Cancelo is going to go to right attacking midfield. And we're going to see how that goes. Cancelo's looked really good going forward. Still got bags of energy left. So we're going to see how that goes. He's looked a threat. He's looked pretty strong there as well. So we'll see how that does. But yeah, there's a little bit of time for us to try and get back into this game still. Got to get the equaliser fairly soon though. Final change. Ribeiro is going to come on. Central attacking mid, just in behind the striker. Ferreira's going to come off. we're really struggling here for options. I think the bench was probably poorly picked. We should have had someone like a Neymar on there. Looking back, of course, in hindsight, we'll have to learn from that because, yeah, not enough good enough options on there, especially when you're at this sort of position where you're losing the game 1-0 with 25 minutes left. Delph wins it back. Ribeiro looks for the pass here into Fernandez. He's going to have to shoot. Fernandez, oh, really good strike, but not good enough still. Saved by the keeper. And West Ham will play it out from the back. Ribeiro into Sergio Aguero. Maybe a chance for us here to equalise. Aguero! That is absolutely dreadful. I can't believe what he's just done. How do you miss like that? 1-on-1 with the keeper. Oh my days. No idea what's happened there. That's the goal that we have to score. We have to score that in the final 10 minutes. And we will be out of the FA Cup now. There's been a couple of finishes like that from Aguero in the last couple of episodes, and it's a real shame because I'm a huge fan of him, obviously. That's why he's our starting striker, but yeah, there's been a couple of those sort of finishes. I really didn't feel like I put too much power on it. I felt like there was enough power to get it past the goalkeeper and the sort of usual power that I put on shots, to be honest, to score. So, don't know what went wrong with that one, but yeah, really, really poor finish from him. Yet he's still got really good finishing, despite a couple of downgrades in a couple of attributes, but they're physical rather than technical, so very frustrating that. That's it, out of the FA Cup, lost to West Ham 1-0, didn't take our chances, and West Ham took their chance and scored from it, so yeah, not good enough at all. Really, really poor. We've gone back to how we were a few episodes ago. I don't know what's gone on here. It seems like we changed the formation and then it seemed to work for a good amount of games, and now we're sort of back to where we were before. 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. I mean, that sums up the game, really. We just didn't take our chances. West Ham had a chance, and they scored the chance. So, yeah, really bizarre match. Our fault, of course, because we didn't finish that chance with Sergio Aguero. That, of course, means we can't win every single competition this year. That's already happened in February, which is frustrating. But, you know, this was going to always continue, I think, for another season after this one anyway. So, yeah, very frustrated about that. I can't believe that we've done that, to be honest, in that game. Really, really, really poor. We've got to improve. 2 shots on target, again, not enough, clearly. Game against Liverpool now. We are currently 7 points in front of second place. So, despite my criticisms about the goals we're scoring, we're still actually in a really good position. So, 24 matches gone, 50 points, we're doing pretty well right now, so happy with that. Game against Liverpool, who are in 4th place, they're currently 12 points behind, but a game in hand here. So yeah, this will be an interesting game. Okay, so here we go for this game against Liverpool. This is the side I'm going to go with. Obviously, our starting 11, pretty strong team. Only 1 or 2 players that wouldn't usually start, maybe. Ederson starts in goal, Kyle Walker, Tar, Stones and Rose in defence. Sol and De Bruyne in front of that, and Raheem Sterling, Asensio and Neymar as our 3 centre attacking mids. And then in front of that, Gabriel Jesus, who starts ahead of Aguero, just got a little bit more energy. And obviously Aguero with a couple of poor finishes in the last game. So we're going to have him on the bench for now. He'll probably come on at some point, especially if we've not scored. He'll certainly come on, but we'll just wait and see how he gets on with this game. Neymar, of course, starts the first time in today's episode, which seems a little bit strange, but it was always the way that I planned it out because he couldn't play the first game because he was too tired. I didn't want to play the last game because we obviously wanted him for this game. So that's why he's not played the last 2 games. Seems a little bit strange, but that's why it's been done. Hopefully we can get ourselves 3 points here against Liverpool. Got to get back to scoring some goals. Neymar has obviously been fantastic for us, and we look at a little bit of a different team without him. Okay, let's go for this game against Liverpool. It's a home match at the Etihad Stadium. Can we get ourselves some goals in today's game? We've got to with this attacking lineup, surely. Neymar's back in the first 11, and we've got to try and obviously get ourselves a win. Come on, let's see how we get on. Let's score some goals as well. Sol running forward, looking back. Oh, it's Gabriel Jesus. Go on. Oh, wasn't expecting it. The shot was definitely delayed, saved by the goalkeeper, and it's gone out for a corner. 3 minutes in, good start to the game. De Bruyne to deliver. Let's keep up the intensity. Tar looking to try and head it. It's going to be another corner. Looking for a better position this time. De Bruyne to deliver. Tar again in that position. Flicks it to the back post, and it was Gabriel Jesus trying to pounce there, I think. Couldn't quite tell exactly who it was. It might well have been him or Kyle Walker. De Bruyne another corner to try and get into the middle. Neymar was in there, header clear this time. Marco Asensio into Raheem Sterling against his former club. He's been a little bit more direct here. Sterling takes a heavy touch again. What is with the touch from some of these players? The ball always gets away from him, and in the end the shot isn't good enough. Should stand up, stay on his feet, but for some reason falls to the ground. Really bizarre, but yeah, the touch too heavy there. Asensio looking to Gabriel Jesus. He's got to have more strength than Moreno. You would have thought he's still going. Can he get the finesse right? Gabriel Jesus. Yes, he has done. Into the bottom right-hand corner. Finally got ourselves the goal. And it's early on in this game as well. Still 23 minutes in. Gabriel Jesus finds a little finesse round. And like I say, managed to hold off Moreno, which is something we've not managed to do against other defenders recently. Just about slots around Karius and scores 1-0 in this game. And a good way to begin this match. Neymar now looks to set off Gabriel Jesus again. This time he's going to definitely need some support from Neymar. He takes a run out wide and actually probably gets that pass a little bit wrong. Asensio still with it. Great turn on his right foot. Turns and shoots wide. Again, wasn't expecting it to fall to him, but it does. And the shot on his weaker side couldn't find the target. Asensio. Oh, great ball into Sol. Doesn't take it down properly. Through the little touches haven't quite been right so far. That was obviously much more difficult than the Raheem Sterling run that we saw earlier, but it's just been a little sort of too intricate at times, I suppose. Asensio into Gabriel Jesus. Great pass. Overhits. This is what I mean. A little bit off at the moment in our attack. It's been the case in the last few games, so the passes haven't quite been right. The touches haven't been quite right. And yeah, it's a little bit off it at the moment. We are still winning this game, obviously 1-0, but we have had a lot more chances than we've got goals so far. So yeah, we need to try and improve on our return from scoring some of these chances. Gabriel Jesus trying to create something here. Going to come back inside. The shot's prevented. Half-time, winning the game 1-0. Obviously in a good position at the moment. We are dominating Liverpool. We've just not managed to get the second goal. Got to try and get the weight of pass much better than what we've seen in the first half. Neymar's not really contributed in terms of goal-scoring chances, but he has an assist sort of sense. But yeah, I need to try and improve his involvement a little, I think, as well. Oh, so close. Deflects. Oh, Ederson with a really good save. Has to be cleared. Oh my days. Deflects and nearly goes into the back of the net earlier on. Go on, Neymar. Running on this left-hand side. Can he create something finally for us here? Neymar into the middle. Falls to the goalkeeper. It's kind of been the case. It's kind of summed up this game a little bit as well. Still win the match. That's good, obviously, but it's the sort of match where you feel like you have so many chances, you have the ball in such good positions, and then at the end, Liverpool nick a goal. It's one of those sort of games that it has that sort of written all over it at the moment. Sol into Asensio, going to try and turn and shoot it. Again, gets blocked time and time again. Oh, we need a second goal because this game is going to be a draw at this rate. Liverpool will do that thing where they attack with their only opportunity to score. Okay, all three changes. About 15 minutes left of this game, I'd say. We've got Moreno, Gundogan and Sergio Aguero coming on, and Sol, Gabriel Jesus and Asensio coming off. I said Aguero would come on if we needed a goal. That's exactly what we still need. I know obviously we're winning this game, but I want a second goal. I'm not happy with the 1-0 lead. That's always a risky lead to have going into the final 15 minutes. No way. Wow, that was close. Klein of all players in the middle there. So close. Aguero onto Raheem Sterling. Go on, back into Sergio Aguero. The passing and the attacks haven't been slick enough at all. It's a 1-0 win. We'll take the 3 points, but yeah, not good enough again. Not good enough at all. It's changed again. The feeling of this team has changed as it did sort of 5 episodes back or so. We just haven't quite got enough going forward. We are lacking a little bit of support for the striker. And it's incredible how the team flips like that from sort of really good performances to really bad performances so easily. And it's for sort of a few episodes at a time. So hopefully that's not the case again here, but it just seems to happen every now and again where we just don't seem to get the play properly. So frustrating. We're going to have to try and sort that next episode, but I'm acting like we've lost the game. We've still won the match, but it just feels like less of a win because of the way that we played. So happy, of course, with the 3 points. It does mean that we are in a good position again, still in the league, smashing it at the moment, but just not happy with the performance. Wanted that as well. We could have had it, we should have had it as well with the little amount of chance that Liverpool had in that game and the amount of control we had over it. Anyway, on to some play drills. We're going to go the exact same players that have been training up over the last few weeks. We brought in Ferreira obviously last week though, as another addition. He goes up on a few stats, Manuel goes up on 1 stat, as does Rivera as well. Not too much of a bad week, we weren't really expecting any overall changes. Okay, some more time actually for some more drills. Let's see how we get on and hopefully get ourselves a little bit more progress maybe with a couple of stats go up this week. We have again got loads more in fact this time around, which is good news to see. We've got Ferreira going up there on shot power, as did Manuel on I think his shot power as well, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, pretty good week for us there. Again, no changes overall wise, but again, not really expected. One player I have been scouting recently is Lafont, just out of curiosity. Got some great stats, 20 years old, 81 overall, looking good obviously, 6'4". Would obviously be a backup goalkeeper if he was to come in, but no intentions really, especially with Carter currently at the club. So no intentions of bringing him in, it's more just curiosity, see how he's getting on. I saw his stats look pretty good, and that is backed up by his overall. Okay, so the next game is at the Manchester derby. The fixtures have been rescheduled slightly to the game against Roma for us to play. That will be next episode for us. We don't quite have enough time in today's episode. That's the round of 16 of the Champions League, so quite obviously an exciting game for us to play. I guess a little bit further on in that competition now. And also next episode, we've got a couple of other matches to play. The final of the FL Cup, and then 2 days' time, the Manchester derby. I mean, when you rearrange a match, they took it away, I think, from the 23rd, and they put it 2 days after the final. So that's helpful. That's obviously great rearranging of games, isn't it? Why don't you just put it where we didn't have any games in the week? That'd be the common sense thing to do. Of course, it's FIFA and there's no common sense. So that means we do have an interesting fixture list next episode. Not too much time to recover after that final. And then we've also got a game against West Brom. So that'll be a different sort of game, which will probably end up simming, to be honest. But that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below. And that'd be absolutely fantastic. And I'll see you guys for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.